Hello everyone, the Greatest Roman here, and this is the introduction to the video series on my any percent guide for Disney's Tarzan, the episodes of which will be uploaded periodically to this channel alongside my regular content. In this episode, some of the basics related to the game will be covered. For the rest of the series, I got another runner of the game and a friend of mine, 2K3, to record the voiceover of my script for me, so huge thanks to him for the help, and please check out his Twitch channel below. As for you, the viewer, thanks for watching in advance.
Hey guys, 2K3 here. I am the current world record holder for all any percent difficulties on N64, and I just first of all want to give a huge thanks to the Greatest Roman for editing all this together and for hosting these videos. First off, there are 3 different versions of the game based on the platform they were initially released on: PC, Nintendo 64, and PlayStation 1. Now, all these versions have their pros and cons that must be noted when talking about an any percent speedrun. First, let's talk about the PC version, since that's what most people run on. The thing about PC is what OS you run the game on. Ideally, you would be running on Windows 7, since it's the most optimal operating system for games that use older DirectX versions. By default, any runs on Windows 8 or upwards would be a few minutes slower due to in-game slowdown and possibly worse loading times. However, by downloading DG Voodoo 2, a free graphics wrapper, game performance on these operating systems can be enhanced comparably to Windows 7, although sadly you will never quite reach the speed you would get on there. Regarding Nintendo 64, loading times differ between emulators and actual console, adding up to around 24 seconds of time loss in favor of the latter, but this is accounted for on the speed of running leaderboards. As for the PlayStation 1 version, the same applies to running it on a PS2 with fast disk speed. In addition, both console versions are slower compared to PC in what views both in-game speed and loading times. Another thing to point out is that this guy will be focusing solely on the easy difficulty, since it's the most ran and optimized overall. However, there isn't too much of a difference compared to other difficulties. The only major difference on medium and hard is that enemies deal more damage per hit, which adds the necessity of having to backtrack for bananas in most levels, but it probably doesn't need too much covering since they can be found relatively easy, and some strats to avoid getting hit will be included in the series anyways. A final note would be that it is suggested watching the episodes in order of the levels in-game due to some unavoidable references and inconsistencies that might occur during the guide, but in the end, everything should be clear. That concludes this episode of the Tarzan 80% Guide. If you have any questions or anything else to talk about regarding this game, you can join our Discord server in the description. Anyway, stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll see you there.